everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade and today I'm talking about my favorite characters that I found in 2018. So this is just a list of characters that for some reason I fell in love with this year and really just enjoyed reading from their perspective. This has nothing to do with the world around them because while I was making this list, I had a little bit of a hard time because there's some books that I wanted to pick someone, but it's more that I loved the world and everything together. But it wasn't just like one specific character that I fell in love with. But this is just a list of characters that I am absolutely in love with. So the first book I have to talk about, just because I'll always be in love with the main character of his books. So that's The Hidden Oracle by Rick Riordan. Apollo is probably the best main character he's had, just because of who Apollo is. Like, yeah, let's take a god who's super full of himself and make it so there's nothing he can be full of himself for and have him be the main character. Also, don't forget, he's super sarcastic and kind of a dick. I love him. He's so funny. He gets himself into all these situations and he has nothing to do, and he's so funny, you guys. Like, he's trying to act all macho and be who he was, and he's not, and no one takes him seriously, and, like, he's having a hard time dealing with it, and it's just so good. I love his character. I'm currently reading the third one, so the third and final one of the trilogy, so, like, it'll be the last time that I read from him, and now I really want to read because I want to see how it ends. Oh, well, now I'm inspired to finish the book. I was looking for that inspiration today. The next book I have... character. This is kind of strange. So I just finished recently Toil and Trouble. It's 15 short stories about women in witchcraft. And there was just one story that really got to me and I really connected with personally. And that's The Gathering Girls by Emery Lord. And I'm in love with all three of the main characters. So they're three sisters. And I really loved them because, honestly, each one of them is, like, a different side of who I am. And, like, I connected really personally with the story, and it was honestly really heartbreaking for me to read it because it made me realize a lot about myself and a situation that I went through. But I really loved the characters because they were just... One of them went through horrible things, and she's having, like, a hard time dealing with it, but she's also still such a strong person, and she doesn't realize how strong she was, and I just really admired her. And then, the younger sister, I really loved... Let me find their names real quick, just so I'm not just, like, spouting out things. So that's the older sister. So Rosemary is the girl who went through a hard time, and then the younger sister who I'm talking about is Willa. Willa is just, like, she's still young, and she's still, like, doesn't really understand the world. Like, she's in high school, but she's, like, I don't even know how to describe her. I just really liked her. Like, she's happy-go-lucky, but she's also, like, she really cares about other people. And I just really admired her for, like, how much, and I admired all of them for, like, how much they cared about their sisters and what they were willing to do for each other. And then the third sister is Nova, and I didn't like her as much as the other ones, but I still really loved her. I just feel like those three characters together just did something really magical for me, and I just really enjoyed the story. And I'm going to be looking into that author, actually. I want to see, like, what kind of books they make, but... I don't know, I really connect personally with them, so I really loved that short story. The next character I have to talk about is Jane from Dread Nation. I listened to the audiobook of this, but I really loved her. I think the audiobook even made it better because it gave her a voice, and I really enjoyed the voice because it just really fit with the character. But she is just this super intelligent, sarcastic, witty girl who's at a time where everyone hates her and treats her like crap because it's, like, during the Civil War times. So, like, slavery's abolished, actually, but it's still basically still a thing. And she is so smart because she knows how to navigate the waters. But she's still her own person. So, like, even though people are trying to push her down, she'll end up commanding you in the end and making you do things her way because she's right. Like, what she's doing is right and she wants to protect others. I just really admire her for everything that she is in the book. I really enjoyed her. And I honestly hope there's another book in the series. I don't know if there will be. I should look into that. But I think there should be because I think there's so much more that the author can do with the world, especially with their characters. Especially with a character like Jane, too. It was just super good. I recommend it. It's been on a lot of my lists. Pretty good book. The next character I have to talk about is Arthur, who's in What If It's Us by Adam Silvera and Becky Albertalli. I loved him because he was just so entertaining, you guys. Like, I think a lot of it had to do with his voice, actually, because I listened to the audiobook. I found that audiobooks that have voices that fit the characters, I really connect with the characters well, so that might have strong influence on it. But I really enjoyed his character because his voice. It's honestly his voice. But also just who he is as a person. Like, he is super shy and insecure. That's what he thinks of himself. But he actually does things that most people wouldn't, like, find in themselves to do. And he, like, doesn't know, like, how strong and how much of an amazing guy he really is. So I really enjoyed that aspect. And he's just so... He overthinks everything, and he doesn't really see a lot of things for how they are, but he's also just such an amazing guy, and he'll do anything for the people he cares about, and he wants everything to be special. And I just really like people like that. Like, I don't know, he just really got me. He got me right here. And the last character I want to talk about, specifically from this book, I fell in love with him, and that is Rhys from A Court of Mist and Fury, Ryland. He's an amazing person, and I love him, and I want to hug him and cuddle him and hold him. And he's just perfect. In the first book, you definitely don't see the same side of Rhys you see in the second book. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, so I'm not going to, but he's just... He cares about his people and his land so much, and he's willing to do anything for anyone, no matter what the cost to him. And that's admirable and also a very annoying trait to have. But he's so funny, but he's also, like, such a deep character. Like, he's not a surface level. Like, he's not just sarcastic. There's so much more to him than that, and I really enjoyed that, and I really fell in love with who he is and just what he's willing to do for other people. I just really admire him. But that's the list of my favorite characters I found this year. I'd love to hear if you guys found any new characters this year or just your favorite characters of all time. We can, like, have a little discussion about that in the comments because there's a lot of people that I really love. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a like down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!